Hey, how's it going? So in this hopefully quick short video, I'm gonna take a practical example of my chat conversation with a recent client of ours that we had. And I'm just gonna show you how I went about actually uh, talking to that client and qualifying that client and see if they would be a good fit. And I'm gonna talk through of the conversation script and show you and explain why I said what I said and how it all happened. So let's jump in. So the thread started somewhere on a Friday. So this is when she replied back to me. And basically, I just sent her a connection request and just, asking to connect with her. And then she replies back, "Hey, Elliot, thank you for reaching out to me. I'm definitely interested in what you do to help entrepreneurs sell their expertise online and would love to connect with you. Looking forward to learning more." To which I, at the same time, same day, I said, "Hey, good to connect. Thanks for signing up to our platform yesterday." So she actually signed up to our community platform, and I noticed that. And then this was just a quick note to say, "Thanks. I got your message. It was a weekend. I was busy. Life happens, So I didn't really do anything up to actually Monday." And then she wrote back, "Oh, most definitely." This was on Sunday. Monday, I write back, "So are you thinking of doing freelancing or you are already doing it?" So from her profile, when I saw, and even before connecting with her, when I sent her the connection request, I could see that she's doing a lot of freelance work, and looks like she's basically fitting this ideal customer profile of ours, which is basically people doing freelancing full time or thinking of doing freelancing full time. And so that was my question. So what you want to do here is that in a follow up, you want to ask a very short question and just let it hang there. You don't write a lot of stuff. You just try and chunk the information, write short answers back, and you always try to finish with a question. And basically, this makes it easy for your potential client to actually to reply, to know what to reply. You're making it that simple for them to reply, to know what to do next, right? And then she writes back, "Hey, I'm currently trying to do this. Been trying since the beginning of this year, either freelancing or contract work with different companies, mainly top brand companies right now." Perfect. This already sets the stage. So at this point, so I asked this question: are you thinking of doing freelancers or freelancing, or are you already doing it? This was for me a qualifying question. So a qualifying question is basically a question where you ask people some questions to really see that they fit that group of people you are normally working with or you're planning to work with. And you need to do this because if you don't filter people, then you're going to jump on a call with them, or they're going to maybe pay for your product or whatever, and they're going to be disappointed. And you're going to be disappointed as well because they're not a perfect fit. They might not be as engaged. They might, you might not get a good client out of them, in the sense that you might not be able to use them as a good case study or testimonial. And in the end, it actually might be a lot of invested time of yours for very little return. And you might think, "Oh yeah, it works because they paid for my product," but in the whole holistic view of things, it's actually gonna be frustrating both for you and for the person. So you want to qualify. Already you're setting the stage. So she's working with top brands companies right now, and then she goes on to say, "Well, I should say I've been pushing hard since the beginning of this year to seriously get a contract or a freelance job. Actually beginning at the end of last year, trying to go back to contracting and freelancing." So it's been a while for her. It's been, now we're in May. It's been like 5-6 months now. She's been trying with this contract work, trying to do freelancing, and it's really hard for her. And to which I say, "Got it. And you charge by the hour? How does your freelance biz works?" You see, again, short answer back with a question, preferably, so you continue the discussion. That's the whole point. You want to continue the discussion. You don't want to state something and let it there. You want to always have a reason to follow up, to continue that discussion with that person. And then she answers, right now, I charge by the hour, but I've been hard to move my service to be more productized than 100% hourly. And then I say, right, yeah, definitely you need to offer a productized package and charge a premium price. Have 2-3 clients on a retainer per month. Are you full-time on this? So again, it's another qualifying question. So I'm asking these qualifying questions, but without making it explicitly obvious that these are qualifying questions. But in your case, you could also do, like, you start a conversation with someone, you see that it might lead to somewhere interesting. Then what you do is you just say, mind if I ask a few qualifying questions, to the person, and then you just pop your questions in, and depending on what they answer, that's basically your decision of which direction you want to go with this person. Also, at this part, notice how, so she's actually in North America, this person, and there's a, 7-8 hour, whatever, time difference. So when I'm talking to her at 10 o'clock in the morning, for her it's actually it's at late at night. So I'm ahead. So for her it was more like 12 o'clock at night or something like that. But notice how she's answering immediately. Like, I'm writing at 10:15, she's answering back at 10:17, 10:26, and then she answers back 10:27. When you have something like that, this is very important actually. One of the main points of this video is, like, when you are talking with a potential prospect and asking qualifying questions or just having a conversation, and they're answering straight away, you see that they're online and they're answering straight away, it means they're in that emotional state that they're engaged. You have their attention, which is, you need that when we're talking about sales, when you're trying to help people to solve their problem, and that you need their attention. So she's in that emotional state in which she has my full attention, and she's ready to move on with the conversation, right? Even though it's quite late for her at that part of the world. Then, just to jump back, are you full-time on this? She says, yes, I am. And then I go on to say, cool, that's great. Yes, I have started working on productizing a signature offer or package, but it's been a challenge. She says that. So already, by this point here, to this point of this conversation, what happened? I have asked a few qualifying questions. I know that she is full-time on this. I know that she's been struggling to make this work, and she's lacking the framework, the rigor, maybe even the some structure that we offer in our program, and she's basically ticking all those boxes that I need to have ticked in order to be 100% sure that I, even just to be able to jump on a clarification, on a what do you call it, basically a qualifying call, a clarification call with her. So these are just questions so I can propose to see whether she would be interested to jump on a call with us, with me and Alan, right? So that's what happened so far. And then I go on to say, well, we actually have recently put together a 2-week sprint to help design entrepreneurs validate with their ideal customers, draft their offer doc, help with their sales strategy, and not least with the positioning. The purpose of the sprint is to have people at the end of the sprint to start booking calls. For now, this sprint is for free. So this is starter sprint for future clients. It is for free. We're currently testing it. We do have the paid program, but we are this is another product we're currently working on and ironing out the details with Alan, and we're currently testing it. And as part of the testing phase, we're basically doing a few free trials with people. And And then I go on, but we ask 100% commitment and work. So I make it very clear what my expectation is. I don't want people coming into this program and slacking off and not working, because that's not going to be good for me. I'm wasting my time on you, and you're going to be not serious and probably not what you wanted. So again, I'm qualifying her. And then I say, if you're interested, we could set up a call to see how we could help you. Again, nothing is guaranteed. This is just a call to see if we can help you. And this is why I stress always with people is like, you're here to help people, whether you're running a productized design agency, a productized service, whether you do some design service, outcome-based design service to someone, but you're here to help. And when you talk with your clients, you are still checking how can you help them. It's not that I know what you need help with. That's just naivety, and it shows that you don't really understand fully your business yet, right? So then she goes on to say, wow, really, heck yeah, I can make some time to jump on a call with you this week. And then she goes on to say, just let me know how I can book some time with you. So notice again, the hour is still the same day, the same night. So it's 10:32 a.m. She answers back minutes later. Again, it's very late for her there, but she's answering. So I have her total attention on this, and she is willing to continue staying up late into the night to make sure that to see where this conversation goes. So she's super interested. These are good signs. So these are signs that you need to make sure that you take note of, right? And then I go on to say, cool, I send you an invite. What time zone are you in? And then I go on to say 2 more things. At the moment, who is your ideal customer profile, and what solution do you offer to them? Again, 2 more questions. It's not so much for qualifying, but it is basically to give me more context, to see if this is something really that we can help her with or not. And then I go on to say, also, before our call later this week, could you fill out this form? And then I send the form over to her with a bunch of questions. It's a short form that it's completely standard practice that we do with all our prospects. We send over, after having some initial chat, we send you over a form you need to fill out, and it gives us more context to who your target audience is, what it is that you're doing for them, what problem you solve, what is your positioning. So some of our potential customers, they don't have all this information. They don't know. Some they need help. Some they start completely from zero. That's okay. But we just want to grasp the extent to which you actually understand your business. And it's also good for us for documentation purposes. Later on, we can look back at. So one of the big things we also do internally with Ellen is we always document everything, because we want to be able to look back and say, okay, where did we go wrong here? What did we do right and what did we do wrong? And we iterate, we change things every week. We improve something. And you cannot improve if you don't know what it is that you need to improve. And so basically, this is, in a nutshell, the conversation. There's more that happened after this. I basically sent her a proposed time, a link to jump on a call, and so on. And but that's not really important for the purposes of this video. But in a nutshell, you see, all of this happened over basically 3 days. 3 days from the first contact. And what is the lesson learned from this? It just goes to show that if you nail your perfect ideal customer, your perfect ICP, and if you're positioning your offer and your ideal customer profile, it's a perfect match, these 3 things, then things will go pretty smooth. Like, we're talking sometimes hours and most few days. Sometimes it would take longer, but in this particular case, it took 3 hours to actually get to a call with this client, at a sales call. And even though this program is for free now, the idea is that we would like to upgrade her for the paid program. So the free program is really just to give a teaser to the person and help her and give her quick wins and see that this is what you have done. Look at this, the success you have done, made, and there's more. And they would be ready to pay for the paid program after that. So this actually happened also in the past. Like we showed something that what they can already do, and then they, based on that, they were just wowed, and then they ended up paying. So yeah, a lesson learned: if you nail your ICP, your positioning, your ICP, your offer, it will be a lot easier to start closing clients. And always qualify. That's the second big learning point in this. Always qualify, because if not, it's gonna take you a few minutes to qualify people, a few questions, a few minutes. And if you don't do that, you're just gonna waste your time, their time. You're gonna jump on a 30-minute call, whatever, and in the end, like, your time is limited. So only so much you can do in a week. Only so many people you can speak to in an average week. So you want to make sure that those that you speak to are absolutely qualified and are a good fit to, and that you're maximizing your chances of actually closing a deal with them. That's it. I hope this was helpful. I'm gonna do a couple more videos like this, very practical, showing you how I do this or that, and showing the outcome and so on. And let me know if you found this useful. And yeah, I catch you in another video. Talk to you soon.